Hello everyone, this is Tristan Dodson back at it again. We have a matchup here between the Vancouver Island Rock in the black and yellow and the Victoria Islanders in the white with green and yellow trim there. This is game 2 of their series. The Rock lead 1-0 of the best of 3. If the Rock win today, they move on. Pass to the middle. Chipped up, but right back in. Here's Lee. Lee pass across. Looking for Chambers instead of his reach. Moeller hustling after it. Curvers on Moeller hard. Moeller picks his pocket though. Jeremy Moeller to Lee. Lee walks in, shoots. Big defensive play by number 77 there. That is Curvers. Here's Call all alone. Backhand, ran out of space. Fentillo's on him hard. Gets that to Call. Here's Call. Oh, that's Campbell. My apologies. Campbell controls. Pass across to Curvers who rips it. And it goes sky high, hits the netting out of play. And face-off will be done just outside the Islanders zone as a Rock player shoots it straight out. That was Curvers. Had a good look to rim it around the high glass, but went a little too high. Campbell off the draw, loses it. Moeller wins it, chips it up to Lee. Lee chipped up, trying to go to Chambers, but it's intercepted. Curvers pass up. Blocked. Fentillo shoots it all the way down, and that's icing right away. Noah Fentillo had a good look there to the wall, but he played it a little bit too high and towards the middle, and his teammate couldn't glove that down. Starting goalies for the Islanders is Jess Herb, and for the Rock, it's number 31, Bannerman. Jackson Bannerman for the Rock as the goaltender. Jessica Herb for the Islanders as the goaltender. Face-off in the Islanders zone. Zarubiak takes the draw against number 77, Curvers. Zarubiak wins it. Picking this up, number 3, it's Jensen. Jensen, the defender, tries to play up to Lee. It's picked off though. Here's Campbell. Jackson Campbell's shot. Chipped off a stick just over the net. Here's Curvers. Jared Curvers shot. Pad save Herb, rather. Fentillo controls, spins off a check, gets it himself, takes a look. Pass to Lee. Here's Caden Lee. Caden Lee gets it past 21. I believe that's Hobbs. That is Hobbs. And behind the net, Gershman plays it up. It's knocked down by Tick. High stick, rather hand pass waved off as one of the Rocks players had said. They get the zone. That's Curvers. Curvers controls, spins at middle, rips it down off a stick of Zarubiak into the up high, down low there, behind the goaltender. And then it's chipped off Fentillo's stick into the netting. Face off deep in the Islanders zone once again. Just under 2 minutes gone in this game, score 0-0. I believe there's only been one shot on goal, and that was that pad saved by Herb about 30 seconds in. Off the draw, Zarubiak wins it up. Here come the Islanders, they gain center. It's number 10, Warnick. Warnick's shot looking for a tip in front by Tick, but it's wide. Zarubiak picks it up in his feet. He steps on it and overplays positioning there for the ball. And given away now. A shot by Warnick, just wide. Keeping it in is Turnbull. Turnbull takes a look. Pass across looking for Zarubiak, but it's just out of his reach. He gets it off the boards and picks it up though. Pass attempt blocked, now a shot from Turnbull. Off a great defensive stick. Now to Tick in the middle, a great chance to shot. They score! Islanders lead this game early. Nice goal. And they were bested in the first one. I believe they didn't have the lead in the first game either. They off the beginning, and this time they do. Great pass from Zarubiak there. Right to Tick, who snipes it home with a heavy wrister there. Goes top corner, past Banman. The Islanders lead 1-0 in this do-or-die game for them. If they don't win, this series is over. The Rock take the best of 3, 2-0. There's a chance for Chambers. He fans on the shot. Gets it back though. Eric Chambers controls. Takes a look. Watched by 2 defenders there. Played along the wall. At the line. Number 40, that's Shrimpton. Number 4. Chambers. Fought for. Travis Ram, number 4, gets it to Chambers. Eric Chambers battle on the boards. Ram's there as well. In some feet. They try to clear it, but great play by Moeller. Kept in by Shrimpton, shoots it at the net. Jared Curvers clears it off with his great defensive stick there. Turnbull down low. Here's Chambers, shoots. Tipped wide by Ram there. Moeller's pressuring a Rocks player there. There's Moeller hustling after once again. And Curvers is there to interrupt that for a moment. Rock player plays it up the wall. That was number 69, Copeland. Gets it to the middle. Here's Gershman. Gershman pass across, shot. Glove save, Herb to the corner. Hustling after it. Pass to the middle. Copeland shoots. Way high. Rebound pops off the back of the net. Herb will smack the back there and get it to her teammate behind the net. Chip play up. Blocked by a stick. Hobbs gets in the body of Chambers. No penalty called. I think that was a borderline interference there, not letting them pass. But I guess it's playoffs, so they'll let it go. Clearing it off out of harm's way for a moment. Number 17, that is Turnbull. Ram battling on the wall from that pass from Turnbull. Turnbull chips it up. Glove down. Would have been a hand pass, but Ram touches it. Shot just wide. Herb will pick that up. Herb tries to play it to Shrimpton. Shrimpton's not ready, though. Chip down. Here's Ram. But Rock control it. Here's Copeland. Copeland spins off a check. Plays it to the middle off a... Looking for a block attempt there was Turnbull. But it ends up going through his legs right to Herb, and she'll cover it up for a whistle. And still 1-0 for the Islanders here early in this game. Just over 12 and a half minutes of this first of two 17-minute periods. Peter Tick with the goal for the Islanders. In this do-or-die game for them, if they don't win, they are eliminated and the Rock move on in best of 3 series. Off the draw, the Rock win it clean. It's in some feet though. Tick will pick that up. He'll crash the side there. He gets it to Lee. Caden Lee takes a look. Gets the zone. Lee controls. Pass to the middle. Tick. Stick almost lifted, but then Tick gives it away. Here's Cull. Cull controls. Pass across. Another pass on the backhand from Campbell there, just out of the reach of number 77, Jaden Curvers. Shot from a sharp angle. Herb gets a stick on it, knocked down, they score! Herb couldn't find where it was. The defender, Fantillo, was late to pick it up as well. And it goes right off the shaft of one of the Rocks players' stick into the bottom corner, and they tie it at 1. Maybe a bit of a fortunate bounce there for the Rock, but they did put some serious pressure on. They were moving. So I think if you get some great forechecks like that, you get rewarded, and that's what happens. The Rock tied at 1. Islanders are definitely the underdogs in this series, but you can never count them out, as the Islanders are also a very good team as well. Curvers stopped Zubriak at the line. Here's Campbell. Campbell controls. Back to the line. Gershman. Gershman spun it around the wall to Campbell. Campbell watched closely defensively by Jensen. Jensen's trying to pick his pocket. He does for a moment, but then gets it down low. That's to Cull from Campbell. Hobbs at the line. The captain chips up in the air. Almost knocked down with a high stick, but not quite. Now Lee's clearing attempt blocked. Great play by Hobbs. Hobbs shoots now. Pad save Herb. Fantillo tries to clear it. He loses the ball. Almost gives it away, and now pass across blocked. Trying to keep that out of the zone. Now Lee is going to pressure the player on the wall. Shot swallowed up by Herb. Nice save point blank by Jess Herb there. I think one of the Rocks players was open on the far side. Instead of a shot, if they would have passed across, there was part of the bottom of the net there was open. But luckily for the Islanders, I don't think the Rock player saw there. Maybe there was somebody on him, so he elects to shoot. That was Gershman, I believe, who got that shot off. Off the draw, the Islanders win it defensively. Here's Fantillo. Fantillo, great pass across, a little bit dangerous, but gets this to his teammate. It's number 10, Warnick. Warnick controls behind his own net. Watching the middle there is number 15 of the Rock. Warnick pass up to Moeller in his feet, picks it up, then loses sight of it for a moment. Gershman will play that down defensively in the neutral zone. Number 19 there of the Rock. That is Max Gershman. Gershman hustling after it. Shot off the side of the net. Moeller will play it up. Moeller gets it up. Who's that? That's number 10. Warnick. Warnick gets the zone. Warnick with Chambers in support. Warnick takes a look, shoots. Toe save by Bandman there. What a save. Out of position. Warnick with a great chance. Caught Bandman out of the proper positioning there, but he just gets a piece of the toe on it to make a huge save. Unreal. Beats everybody but the toe there of the Rock goalie. Spun around. Yeah, the Rock control. Fantia with a great defensive stick sliding across. Tries to pressure guy, but he can't. Gets through, gets to the middle, and backhand, he scores. Oh my God. Fantio there gets beat clean. Gets absolutely undressed. And too slow to get back, and the Rock take the lead. First lead of the game, 2-1. The Rock, I thought the Islanders had a good chance here to keep the lead, but then just like that, it's tied up, and then the Rock score again. Number 15 scored the goal. It's Hammond. Face-off draw, won by Curvers. There's Bandman playing it, picking this up. Number 69, Copeland. Tried to feed it to Jaden Curvers, but couldn't quite get it. All the way down for icing. Face-off will go deep into the Rock zone as they ice that ball. Thank everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. This is game 2 of the Div 3-4 playoff matchup between the Victoria Islanders and the VI Rock. The Rock lead this series 1-0. It's best of 3, so if they win this one, they win the first round of Div 3-4 matchups. Play it all the way up. Off a stick of Cull, but he can't control it. Now Herb will play it to the corner. Passes. Here's Curver, shoots. Just wide. Here's Cull. Julian Cull controls. Watched closely by number 10 there, the Rock, or rather the Islanders. That's Warnick. Copeland from far out, shot blocked by Zarubiak. Shot, they score. That's Curvers with a great chance. The Islanders are just standing there in their own zone for a moment there. Gave the Rock way too much time to work that out. And they get another one. There's not much you can do when your defenders are standing in the middle, not on their man at all. The Islanders showing probably that's one of their worst showings of the season right now. It's unfortunate timing, already down 1-0 in the best of 3 series. Here's Cull. Cull takes a look. Again, though, the Rock are a very dominant team. Their roster is stacked. They have a lot of great players and a lot of guys that have played a lot of hockey together. A lot of the guys on their team play ice too, I believe. Maybe even roller, I'm not too sure though. They have some great chemistry rolling. Here's Campbell. Campbell takes a look. He sees Copeland at the point. And Copeland gets it. The Islanders walking. Shot. Herb gets a glove on it. It's not cleared out though. A shot now. Goes just out of play off the high netting. The Rock, after the Islanders started this game with a 1-0 lead, it's been all Rock after that. They've dominated in both ends of the court here. We'll see if the Islanders can get it back and get their bearings here and put the wind back in their sails and try to tie this up at 3. They just got to play simple, quick hockey, especially in their own zone. They give it too much time for the Rock to collapse and just pick it off their stick when they could clear it down. I mean, not the best to ice it, but I'd much rather ice it than get a goal against. Here's Lee, a shot, tipped just wide. Great defensive play by Hobbs there, as I think that might have been in if Hobbs didn't get there. Kept in at the line by Fenty, but now it's knocked off his stick out of the air. Great hand-eye. Here come the Rock. Great defensive play by Moeller there. Unreal. Jensen passing it up. Here's Ram. Ram controls, plays it down to Fentio. Fentio slows it down. Back to Jensen. Jensen controls. Great pass up to Moeller. Moeller gets the zone. Lee's crashing across. High shot. Misses way high and goes right to Lee. Looking for a tip in front. Rebound. A shot. Glove saved by Bandman there, it goes wide. Another chance, shoots, hits the guy in the face. I think that was Hobbs. Hits it off the face shield. And then the Rock's clearing attempt, Curvers, rips it way out off the netting. He's done that a couple times this game. I don't know if this is intentional or he just has a different curve on his stick that he's not used to, because he ripped it out. I think it was at least twice, if not 3 times, in his own zone. I don't think there'd be a purpose in intentionally doing that. Actually, once in the offensive zone, actually, rather. My apologies. Off the draw, the Islanders win it. Shot by Jensen, stick saved by Bandman. Curvers picks that up. Curvers watched closely by Chambers. Chambers with Curvers, but Curvers hard on the wall there, keeps the ball. Spins it around the wall behind his own net to his teammate. It pops out the zone, delay it offside, but they'll check up. Here's Tick. Tick trying to go to Chambers, but Chambers was crashing the other side. Curvers pass up to number 15. 15 is Hammond. Hammond gets to the middle. Here's Gershman. Zach Gershman brings it in. Fentillo couldn't find his feet, and then it's chipped between his legs right to her, and she swallows it up. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Current score 3-1 in favor of the Rock, who lead this best of 3 series 1-0. And right now it's looking like they might take it, but hopefully the Islanders can get back in the zone here and keep it more even here, as they did at the beginning of this game have a 1-0 lead, courtesy of Tick, which was quickly deleted by the Rock, with 3 pretty quick goals back-to-back, unanswered. Curvers plays it down low. Here's Hobbs. Hobbs tries to play it up, but great play there and some feet by Zarubiak. Zarubiak hard. Here's Chambers. Chambers tries to play it to the middle. He fans on the pass. Gets it right to Cull. Here's Cull crashing in. Shot. Glove save, Herb. What a save. Point blank snaring that. Making it look easy. So she swallows it up. Unreal save there by Herb. Great chance for Julian Cull to make this a 3-goal lead for his team, but Herb says no. Off the draw, won by the Rock. It's in the air. Here's Campbell. Campbell takes a look. Great play by Chambers defensively, but it goes up off his stick into the netting and blown dead. It's out of play. Faceoff will be in the same place it was moments ago. Curvers takes the draw defensively, rather offensively, against Zarubiak defensively. Curvers wins it back, but there first is I thought it was going to be an Islanders player, which was Chambers, but Cull hustles back. Falls out at the line. Pardon me. Trying to keep that in was number 10, it's Campbell, but just couldn't quite keep it on the center line. He gets it across to Curvers, though. Jaden Curvers takes a look. Pass across is blocked by his own teammate. That was Cull, but tries to chip it out, but now it's 3-on-2 here. Here's a 3-on-2. It's a great look. Here's Chambers. Chambers shoots. Great back check by Hobbs, but then he gets a little aggressive on the poke from Chambers, which I understand as the goalie had that. You could see the orange in between the goalie's pads, though, so I'd argue that was justified. I would have tapped it as well, just to make sure he fully had it. I mean, you never know. If it was loose there, you could chip it home. No penalty called on the play. They'll let it go 5-on-5. Playoffs, I agree with that. Just let it go. Defend your goalie, but as long as you don't do too much. I think that was right before you consider it too much. Shot from Shrimpton blocked. Now a shot from Zarubiak. Almost put in his own net was one of the Rock players. Now Lee, great play. Pass in front. Shot, they score! Good look. Getting that home was number 10, Zachary Warnick. Caden Lee with the great pick there behind the net to help his team get within 1 here. Very close to an interference, but just not quite enough to be called. And what a play by Lee behind the opponent's net to pinch one of the guys on the wall. You can't let him, he can't get through, and that ends up helping the 2 passes get through. Well, off the draw, the Rock win it up. The Rock hungry to get another one, get their 2-goal lead back. Pass across, blocked by the stick there of number 11, that's Chambers. Sorry, number 10. 10 brings it in. Warnick takes a look, passes the middle looking for Lee just out of his reach. Campbell plays it up. Up in the air, Turnbull will glove it down. It's in his feet. Connor Turnbull to Moeller. Jeremy O'Moeller chips it past Copeland, but Copeland gets it. Moeller on him hard, though. Moeller on Copeland hard. Still pressuring him, then Copeland ends up keeping possession and slowing down the play there. Pass up, blocked, delayed offside, picking that up is Warnick. Warnick takes a look, shoots, saved by Bandman, glove down. Warnick on a burner here, has a great game so far. He's been outstanding for the Islanders here. Copeland battling with him, but he still can't pick it off his stick. There's two guys there. Here's Warnick, another look, a shot, pad saved Bandman off the toe, just wide. Here's Lee. Caden Lee controls, gets set to Shrimpton. Shrimpton from the point, winds, fires, shot just wide, maybe looking for a tip in the high slot by Moeller, but it couldn't quite get there. Here come the Rock, they cleared out of harm's way. Here's Campbell. Campbell chips it up, past Tick. Turnbull's there in support though. Turnbull will spin it around, get it to Tick. Tick ends up slowing it down, playing it to Lee, hops over his stick. He'll get there though. Here's Caden Lee. Caden Lee controls. Offensively, his team's going for a change, so he'll slow it down. Here's Moeller. Moeller, pass across, it's blocked, up in the air. That's taken down, no penalty, good call by the ref. Rebound in the slot, Curvers gets a stick on it with his back turned. What a defensive play. Now it's kept in at the line. Now cleared before center. That was going to be icing. I don't know how there's no call there. Fulton said ice, they didn't wave it off. That's some confusing officiating there. I heard the ref call ice, and then there's no call for not ice, so understandable play here. Weird thing. I think both the refs weren't quite in the same page there. Shot from Fantillo goes just wide. Glove by Bandman. Shot. They score! Tick, quick goal. And they tie it at 3. Right when I was saying the Islanders are not looking like they're in this game, they prove me wrong and get 2 unanswered goals to tie this game at 3. Tick, 2 goals in this game. I believe he had an assist on the other goal as well, so he has a 3-point game. Unreal. Tick with an insane showing here for his team, the Islanders. If he doesn't get MVP if he doesn't get the MVP treatment from his teammates after this game, I don't know what this teammate's doing here, because that was so far 2 goals and assists, I believe, is unreal. Definitely has 2 goals. I'm not 100% sure on that assist. I think he got a secondary assist on that second goal as well. Battle for the ball. Curvers in the battle. There's Ram. Ram gets a stick grab. He's held. Curvers can't clear it. It's to the line. Zarubriak to a middle shot just wide. That was Jensen. Don't know what the penalty is. I think it's going to the Rock. I think the Islanders will have a Napper power play here. They're not going to take Ram, but they're going to take Curvers for the hold, which in my opinion is the right call. As they were battling, Ram pushes him to the corner, uses his body as a shield, and then on a clearing attempt, Curvers grabs a stick. Napper power play for the Islanders as Curvers takes an undisciplined one there. There's Chambers to Fantillo. Fantillo, great pass across, looking for Ram off his backhand. He still controls. Ram spins off a check there. Gets his glove knocked off his hand. He'll have time to pick it up. I think if he played with one glove, that would be illegal equipment, so good job to grab his glove back and make a play. There's a pass to Chambers, shoots, blocked, rebound, blocked again. And Bandman gloves it down, and Zarubiak apologized as his stick kind of jabs him there a bit in the hand. Face off deep in the Islanders zone, 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the power play. The Rock win it. Sorry, deep in the Rock zone, and the Rock win it defensively. Great play there by the Islanders. Here's Zarubiak. Zarubiak controls. Pass to the middle. That's Fantillo. Fantillo plays it down low. Chambers. Pass across, blocked, but up in the air. Chambers will play that to Zarubiak. Zarubiak takes a look. And here's number 10. Number 10 is Warnick. Warnick off his foot. Gets it down to the line. Here's Jensen. Jensen controls to Warnick. Zach Warnick with a great pass across. Fantillo shot. Looking for a tip for Zarubiak maybe, but it's wide. Either that or his pass is missed the net there. Great play down low. Here's Warnick again. Warnick to Zarubiak. Zarubiak wraparound. Almost had it. What a save by Bandman there. The awareness is elite there. As at the last second, he gets his toe across. As he was looking the other way. It's like Spidey senses, like he's Spider-Man out here, gets the toe just in time, right on the line as he squishes that against the post and his foot there. Covered up for a whistle. Good look from the Islanders there on their power play. 41 seconds remain in that man advantage, 5-4. We'll see if they can get a power play goal or if the Rock can kill it here. Copeland try to shoot it down, hits his own guy. There's a chance. Here's a look. Warnick, Turnbull, Warnick. There's a penalty going to be called on the Rock. That's to Hobbs. The referee gave him 3 verbal warnings in a row, and he continues to play that heavy, hard game, which is, well, more so not even hard game, just illegal game. Now a shot, rebound, loose, still loose. And the Rock are taking some insanely odd penalties here. I don't know what the point of that was, as Hobbs goes to the box. I mean, if you want to ruin your chances at keeping it tied, I mean, go for it. Another power play with 5-on-3 for 8 seconds, as Curvers is still in the box for 8 more. And then it'll be 5-on-4 for 1 minute and 52 seconds for the Islanders here. Hobbs takes a roughing call in front of his own net. Either roughing or interference, I'm not sure what they call it. Maybe interference if he held him there, but here's Cole trying to clear it. Kept in by Turnbull. Shrimpton takes a look, fakes he's going to pass it across, shoots it. Now here's a 5-on-4, pass to the middle, a great pass, short-handed, here come the Rock. Forehand, backhand, and he falls down, but that's going to be a tripping penalty that I don't agree with that one. He goes for the ball. The ball's right there, he gets the ball, and then he trips the guy on the follow-through. But what are you supposed to do in that situation? I don't know if you call that one, but Fulton says you do, and he does. He has been a ref for quite some time, so I guess we'll trust him on that one. I mean, he's the one making the calls. Even if I don't think it's a penalty, it's a penalty regardless, as he calls it. And unfortunate break for the Islanders. Borderline trip, but from what it looked like from over here, I mean, I was a bit far away. Maybe the ball was a little bit farther than it looked, and maybe that was a good call, as I was quite far. But from what I saw, it didn't look like much of a trip there. Curvers pass across to Call. Here's Shrimpton hard on him, but Call spins off the check there. Call gets to Copeland, 4-on-4. 20 seconds left in this period. Played up. Here's Tick. Tick maybe looking for the hat trick here. Pass to Shrimpton. Shrimpton control. It's knocked off his stick. Curvers plays it to himself. Hustling after that, though, is Jensen. Jensen will play it up to Moeller at the horn, and that'll do it. When we come back, it'll be a 4-on-4. And then it'll be, or I think they're going to do 5-on-5, actually. I think I was mistaken. And then 20 seconds of 5-on-4 for the Rock. We'll be back at you momentarily after the first frame. It's tied at 3 each. And we'll see what happens in the second and final frame. Thank you for watching this so far. Don't go yet. So lots of action to be had. We'll be back at you in about a minute. Hello everyone, we're about to be back at you here. This is the second and final period between the Vancouver Island Rock in the black and yellow and the Victoria Islanders in the white with green and yellow trim. So far in this game, it's tied at 3. First lead, I believe, for the Islanders in the series with the first goal of the game, and then the Rock score 3 unanswered, and then the Islanders claw their way back to tie it up. And we'll see what the second and final frame entails, as this is a do-or-die game for the Islanders here, down 1-0 in the Div 3-4 matchup and playoffs in the best-of-3 series. Off the draw, the Rock win it and slow it down and play it back. Now Curvers gets the zone. Curvers pass across. Here's Campbell picking that up. Campbell takes a look. Back to Curvers. Curvers across, shot call, scores! What a play. Quickly, the Rock take advantage of a slow play from the Islanders. They crash the zone and just get a quick one. That's Curvers to Cull. And the Rock take their lead right back. Not even 30 seconds into the second frame. They lead 4-3. Thank everybody for tuning in. We appreciate you. Off the draw, the Islanders win in some feet. Chambers picks this up. Chambers spins off a check. He's getting hounded there. He gets his stick hooked, but not in the hand, so no penalty there. Here's Cull. Cull lays it back to Curvers. Back to Cull. Cull loses the handle, gets it back though. Pass in the middle, forehand, backhand. They score. What is going on? To the start of this second and final frame, the Rock are absolutely buzzing. They're not messing around. That goal was to number 10, Campbell, I believe, crash in the middle. And looks like the Islanders are getting bested here in the first half of this second frame. 2 quick goals, 40 seconds into the second period. High sticking, the Rock are saying, but it's waved off, not. Fulton was right there. I agree, it was just below. Quite a ways below, actually. Fantillo fires. It's way off target there as he double clutches it, sort of. Pass across. Here's Curvers. Curvers leaves it to Cull. Cull takes a look. Shot. Herb makes a save. Fantillo switches mans with Rubriak there. He's trying to tell him to stay on his man, but he wasn't listening there. Gonna pass across up in the air. Fantillo runs into his own goaltender. Chip play up. Hits the Islanders bench. So that'll face-off will stay deep in the zone, I believe. As that's the Islanders player chipping that out. Yes, it will. Face-off to the left side here. In the Islanders zone. And the Rock lead 5-3. Just under a minute and a half in this frame. They scored 2 goals within 40 seconds of the second period here. Here's Copeland. Copeland plays it down low. Number 19. 19 is Gershman. Max Gershman makes a play, loses it to Fantillo. Now here's Curvers. Curvers takes a look. Shoots. Pad save Herb. Rebound pops free. Blocked by a defender in front. Now clearing attempt goes through. That was Jensen. Jensen with a great defensive play there with the stick there. Lee's pass fanned on partially there. Now played up. Chips it past them. Great play there by Gershman. Zach Gershman with a good look. Now here come the Rock getting the zone. That was Max Gershman to Zach Gershman. Zach Gershman plays it around to Max. Max Gershman controls. Down to Zach. Zach controls. Watched by Moeller. Jeremy Moeller pressures him. Lee's trying to help, but Zach Gershman will play it out of harm's way for a moment. He'll get it to the point to Hobbs. Hobbs with a slap shot. Wide. Herb will knock it down. Play it up. Here's Lee. Passed across to Warnick. Warnick back to Lee. Lee spins, shoots, good block there by Hobbs. Now here's Warnick from a pass from Lee. Warnick controls. Moeller and Turnbull there support as well as Shrimpton on the left point. Here's Turnbull. Down to Warnick. Warnick shoots from a sharp angle, saved by Bam, and he looked behind him. He didn't think he had it, and he didn't have control of it, but he does make the save on the arm with the arm there. Pass to Shrimpton. Shrimpton takes a look, fires. Tipped in front, but then it's blocked. Kind of had a weird bounce there. Now the Rock play it around the boards. Made center and chipped that down was one of the Rock players. Here's Turnbull. Connor Turnbull controls. Battling in front. Gets a pass to the middle from one of the Rocks players. That was number 15, Hammond. He gets the best of Turnbull in that little interaction there, but Turnbull will get it and chip it down the wall. Good battles between Turnbull and Hammond there. Here's Warnick. Warnick passes Zarubriak. Zarubriak takes a look. Pass to Ram. Through his feet, just out of his reach, tries to crash the net and tip it home. A shot. Glove save Bandman. They try to clear it down and out. It's kept in, though, by Turnbull. Turnbull to Shrimpton. Connor Shrimpton takes a look. Pass it shot just wide by Ram with a great look. Great pass by Shrimpton to Ram, who was unprotected there. Zarubriak backhand shot. Pad save by Bandman. Clearing attempt by Hobbs. Phantom, but his teammates get it out. Here's Cull. Cull. Great back check there by Turnbull. Turnbull just gets enough to knock it off Cull's stick. Cull's taking a look. He's trying to look for the shot. Turnbull on him hard there. Great play, but Cull knocks it off a 6 shot. Big save by Herb in the midsection there. Spun around by Zarubriak. Nobody's on the wall, though. Shrimpton was supposed to be, but he was watching the middle. Cull tries to bring it around, but he loses the handle. Here's Tick. Tick with 2 goals looking for the hat trick. Peter Tick didn't get in the zone yet. He'll slow it down. Tick feathers it through to Zarubriak. Zarubriak tries to get there, but Hobbs is on him, pressuring him. Zarubriak on the wall, though. He gets it off Hobbs. Hobbs loses his shot just wide. Good look from Zarubriak there. Now Fentio shot off the glove just wide. Bandman makes a save. Now here come the Rock the other way. There's a penalty behind the play. I believe it'll go to one of the Rocks players for a high stick. I think that's Hobbs. Got his stick up high near the side of the head. Oh, no, it's Curvers. Curvers gets his stick up and hits Chambers in the head, I believe, on the side. And they'll call it a high, oh, it's a slash rather. It's a double minor, but he just called a high stick and then a slash right after. That's confusing. Maybe I was mistaken. It's called a slash. That's a 4-minute penalty to Curvers for a slash. It's Jason Curvers, number 89. To be specific, as there's 3 Curvers on this team. There's Jaden, Jason, and Jaredon. All J names. There's Fantio, pass across to Jensen. Jensen shoots, big pad save by Bandman, and the Rock clear it down. That was Copeland clearing it down from the center. Herb will come over net and play it to her teammate here. Herb plays it to Jensen. Leaf Jensen controls. He gets the center line. Jensen to Tick. Tick gets his own and brings it back. Peter Tick takes a look. Got a feather pass across, but here's Moeller. Moeller knocks it off the stick. In front, loose. He gets pushed into his own goaltender. Or rather, sorry, Copeland pushes Chambers into his goalie. Knocks him down. And the net comes off from the pressure of that, so they'll blow it dead. So the Napper power play for the Islanders as Hobbs gets a slash, or sorry, Curvers gets a slash. My apologies. I saw Hobbs was there as well, but he was not the one taking that penalty. Pass across. Fentio shot off the high glass, then hits the top of the net. Clearing attempts, cleared it out by Jared and Curvers there, as maybe he's using a new stick as with a different flex or curve there as he tries to rim it around a couple times. Now it's 4 times he's chipped it out. They were looking for a line change. Mike Nielsen, their coach and GM, wanted them to switch off, but they'll stay on. Chambers to Jensen. Jensen fakes a slap shot, pass across Fantio. Fantio to Chambers, drives the net loose. That's sent all the way down. Just under 3 minutes left in this 4-minute double minor power play for the stick infraction. The slash from Jason Curvers. Here's Jensen. Jensen to Moeller. Moeller plays it back, gets the zone though. It's good for his team. Pass across. Here's Lee. Lee's shot hits the mask of Bandman, who didn't even know he saved that, I think, for a moment. And on the doorstep was Moeller, but he couldn't snipe one home. But with this being a 4-minute power play, the double minor, the Islanders still get a lot of time. Here's Lee. Lee being watched by Zach Gershman. Lee gets it across to Zarubriak, to Turnbull. Turnbull to Jensen. Jensen back to Turnbull. Back to Zarubriak. Zarubriak takes a look, spins off a check. Gets pushed. Shot. Blocked. Rebound. Lee scores! Caden Lee knocks it out of the air. The Rock were playing it too casual. I think they were cocky, thinking they could kill this later in this second half of this power play. And the Islanders score their fourth, so they only go down. They cut their opponent's 2-goal lead to a 1-goal lead. And what the Islanders want is they want the Rock to keep taking those silly penalties. And if they can get a power play again, and also if Herb can make some big saves, they might be able to tie this up. Just under 10 minutes left in this game. Here's a great chance. Shot by Warnick just wide. Sharp angle shot. Lee gets hit high with the stick in the face. No call. I saw that from over here. The ref right there didn't see it. I don't know how. Played it up where Shrimpton. Battle for the ball. Zarubriak fighting with Curvers there. Curvers will pick it up. He'll play it down to Copeland. Copeland will get it after some pressure from sent down. That's icing against the Rock. Face-off will go deep into the Islanders' zone. This is a must-win game for the Victoria Islanders. If they don't win, this series is done. The Rock take this with a 2-0 victory in this best-of-3 series. It's Div 3-4. Next game, I believe, is the Capitals versus the Anarchy, which is a... Or sorry, not Capital versus Anarchy. Who is it? Here's Call. Call all alone. Shoots, he scores. Just like that, the Rock regain their 2-goal lead. As Call's the guy they send down each and every time. I guess Julian Call's kind of their breakaway guy. They try to get him that stretch pass. One of the Islanders players on the bench, it was Jensen, was saying, you know he's coming every time. So I think he's saying watch the numbers there and look for number 7 when he's trying to go through the middle, as he's the guy that they always try to get it to, who has a dangerous chance. Here's another look, another shot just wide that time. Swung all the way around. Curver's in, but he loses possession of it. Zarubriak. Here's Lee. Lee tries to clear it out. He can't. Kind of gets the stick lifted by Call at the last second. Here's Campbell. Campbell watched by Turnbull. He gets it to Call. Call's pass intercepted by Turnbull in some feet. Call spins off the check. Shot. Lee gets the stick on it and chips it just wide to the corner from that stick defensively. Here's Campbell. Campbell watched by Turnbull. Campbell gets it in. Pass across. There's Zarubriak. Zarubriak gets it across. It's kept in at the center line just barely. The Islanders want an offside. It was kept just in at the line. And Zarubriak puts it in his own net. And that's unfortunate. The Rock take a 3-goal lead. With Zarubriak trying to make a good defensive play, he ends up putting it in his own net unintentionally. The right idea. Unfortunately, the wrong thing to happen for the Islanders. Already down 2. Now they're down 3. The Islanders want an offside, but got to keep playing until the whistle. It was just in at the line. I was looking right at it. No offside definitely at all on that play. Face off. Won by the Rock here at center. Here's Hobbs. Copeland. Pass up. Blocked by Jensen. Here's Moeller. Moeller takes a look. Chambers fires. Stick saved by Banman. Moeller knocks it down up in the air. And here's Gershman. Zach Gershman takes a look. Shot off the stick of Fentillo up out of play. Face off will go to the left side of the Islanders goaltender Herb in their own zone. Good stick there by Fentillo though, just to get out of the way, as Gershman almost had a good look at the net. Just under 8 minutes left in the game. The Islanders down 3. Moeller wins the draw. Jensen spins it around. Jensen to Ram. Here's Ram. Ram takes a look. Ram controls. Pass up. Great pass from Chambers to Moeller. Shot up in the air, stays in the zone. Chambers will pick it up off that block shot from Moeller. Here's Chambers. Chambers to Jensen. Jensen passed back to Chambers. Oh, look, a shot. Saved by Banman, and it'll be blown. Dead, and big save by Banman. And late in this game, now face off deep in the Rock zone. And some feet, the Rock win it back. Time winding down in this game, 7 minutes left. We'll see if the Rock can keep this 3-goal lead. The Islanders need to win this. They need to tie this game up badly, but it's not looking like they'll do so. But there's still lots of time left. It's not over till it's over. 7 minutes is a lot more than it looks like, folks. Moeller will chip it down. Comes out at center. Crashing the middle was Chambers. Chambers knocks it down. He has Ram with him. And they call a penalty. That's unreal. There's not... Oh, my God. What do you even call that? You got to keep both your hands on your stick. Come on. He didn't even slash him. He put his forehand down. Oh, my God. That's terrible. I don't like to say this, but that's horrible officiating. That's just disgusting. Horrible call. Unreal. Oh my God. They just got, oh, and that's a stick infraction too. Oh my God. You can't call that after you let so many other things go in the beginning of this game to the Rock. What the heck? That was horrible. Here's Curvers. Curvers takes a look. Plays it up. Spun all the way down. Here's Turnbull to pick it up on a PK. He'll get it and chip it down. It's kept in, barely at the center line, though. The look, a shot. Battle for the ball. The Rock on a power play. Here's Tick. Tick takes a look. He slows it down. And he'll rip it all the way down. The goaltender, Banman, will play it. Here's Hobbs. Hobbs takes a look. Hobbs' pass is blocked. Great stick there by number 10, Warnick. Now Warnick, shorthanded, takes a look. Zachary Warnick spins off a check of Hobbs, takes a shot. Trying to get a glove on it was Banman, but he couldn't. Now here's Shrimpton trying to make a play. Here's Tick. The Rock kind of just slow it down here. They're getting a little cock. Great pass to the middle. Shot just wide. I think Banman might have got a piece of it on the right pad just by the toe. Here's a shot all the way down. 5 minutes left in this game. 2 minutes, 38 seconds left in the 5-on-4 power play for the Rock. Now chip deep into the zone. Call is chasing after the ball. Tick will try to pinch him, but Call knocks it down. Spins it back. Gets it to the line. Here was number 10. 10 is Campbell, right. Gets it to the point. Here's Copeland. Curvers. Call trying to go back to Curvers. And some feet. Turnbull chips it off of Curvers' stick. But then it goes right back to Gershman. Zach Gershman to Jackson Campbell. Campbell takes a look. Watched by Shrimpton. He'll play it down to the middle to Copeland. Copeland pass to the middle. Blocked, but trying to spin off and make a play. And given away, though. There's a look, a shot, and they score. Jackson Campbell, 4-goal lead. As the Rock get their 8th goal of this game. And this game is getting farther away from the Islanders, and this looks like it's going to be pretty hard to get back out of this slump. 4-goal lead, just over 4 minutes left in the game. It's looking like the Rock are going to come out victorious here. Off the draw, one back by Campbell there, who just scored the goal as well. Curvers, pass up to Cull. Here's Campbell again to Cull, he scores. Five-goal lead for the Rock. courtesy of Julian Cull. Just over 4 minutes left in the game. Rock take a 5-goal lead. And Islanders getting beat here. We'll see if they can get it back. At least a few. Off the draw, the Rock win it. Try to pass up, almost blocked by Ram, but then it's given back as Cull plays it D to D, rather winger to D. Curvers to Campbell. Campbell to Cull, just hopped over his stick though. Great play there by number 3 of the Islanders. Who is that again? I completely forgot again. Right, Jensen. Chance for Rubriak's shot. Big save by Bandman. Kept in at the center line by Jensen. Now to Lee. Lee's pass fanned on the first time. The second time he gets it to Ram. Ram controls to Lee. Lee spins, shoots. Glove save Bandman. Point blank on a great chance from Caden Lee. And what a save by Jackson Bandman there. Lee, I thought he had one. It really looked like he did. He was left all alone in the middle, but Bandman snares it and gets a great glove save. Here's Fantillo playing it to a dangerous man who has his pocket nearly picked by Campbell. That was Jensen, but Fantillo's pass was a little bit late, but try to wrap around and falls off his stick. Fantillo slides across, shot, save. Here's Ram trying to play it up, but it's fanned on. Shot just wide. Fantillo might have got a stick on that to tip it wide. And some feet. Campbell controls. Campbell looks for the pass. It's to Curvers at the line. Curvers takes a look. Pass to Cull. Cull shot, rebound to Campbell. Pass to Cull, kicks it to his, try to do his stick, but it goes through him. Here's Tick. Tick looking for the hat trick. There's a pass to Lee. Great defensive play by Curvers, number 99 there. Behind his back, spins, gets his backhand on it to stop that little sauce pass. Now Tick takes a look, shot just wide. There's Jensen. His pass is kind of healed there. He couldn't get all of it he wanted on it. Now Turnbull will keep it in at the line. Here's Zarubiak. Cam Zarubiak takes a look. Pass across, looking for Lee. Far side, but it's blocked by Curvers once again. Curvers controls. Just under 2 minutes left in this game. He passes it up. That's icing going against the Rock. Zach Gershman, number 11, tries to touch that. It's just out of his reach. He couldn't quite get there. Hopped over his stick and be icing to the Vancouver Island Rock. Face-off will go deep in their zone. Rock lead this game 9-4 with a 5-goal lead. A minute and 20 seconds left in this game. As it's a 5-goal lead, it's run time as well. So it was a minute and 50 moments ago, but now it's a minute and 12 as the clock will continue to run. Pass up. Here come the Rock trying to get double digits here. Try to chip it to the middle. It's off a foot. Chambers will play it up. Here's Moeller. Moeller brings it in. Moeller takes a look. Shot. Toe save Bandman. Chambers is after it. Chambers whacks at it. He gets it to Moeller. Moeller takes a look. Pops off his stick. Try to feed it to Tick. It's up in the air. Chambers tries to whack out of the air, but can't get it. And then it's gloved down by Bandman, the Rock goalie. As he's put on an unreal showing here in this game. So has Herb, to be honest, but just the amount of sheer forecheck pressure the Rock have is just unreal. 10 seconds left in this game. It's pinched behind the net, and this will end with a score of 9-4 in favor of the Rock against the Islanders as they take the series 2-0. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back at you with the matchup between it was round 2, I believe, between the Anarchy and the Victoria Capitals. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And the Islanders just bite off more than they can chew, taking on the Rock, and the Rock just take a big victory, 9-4. All the players will come out there and do some good sportsmanship, tap everybody on the back, get some. Fortunately, they lose the series, but well, can't say there was no effort because the Islanders players all had a lot of effort. Just the better team won. The Rock. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate you. We'll see you in that Div 5-6 playoff match between the Anarchy and the